Hey, welcome back to another episode of the No Comfort Zone, episode 419. Ryan Humiston. I think that's his name. I'll see you on the inside.
Welcome.
Attention, please.
Welcome aboard.
Welcome to the No Comfort Zone podcast. It's time to get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose. Broadcasting to the world from Rockford, Illinois. This is your wake-up call.
Warning.
You are the solutions to all your problems. Stop thinking average. Become the hero version of yourself. Every day, every time, without fail, no exceptions. It all matters. You've entered the No Comfort Zone. It's time for a reality check.
All right, on this one, definitely I'm going to make sure that I have the person's right name. So I told you that I started December 27th. I did a No Comfort Zone challenge. That's something that I do with my blueprint, and I needed some help with the fitness because, quite frankly, I was tired of running in place and doing calisthenics. So I wanted to join a group of men that were committed to the same thing, roughly guys in their 50s who wanted to lose weight. Super happy to say, in case you haven't heard, but I learned how to eat better, watch my calories, follow a plan, get connected to a group, and along the way, with my No Comfort Zone philosophy and blueprint, and along with the 5 pillars that this gentleman in Nanotest talk about, that's Clark Bartram, I was able to lose 31 pounds. Now that's the cool part, right? But due to the calorie deficit and the high amount of calories I was burning with cardio, like 2 hours at a time, over like a 3 or 4 day period, only consuming like 710 calories. I don't recommend that. I'm not telling you I did it right. I'm just saying I got into a zone and I wanted to push myself, and that's what I do. It's not healthy, but I did it, and I ended up losing a little bit of muscle mass along the way. I have a scale that calculates that kind of stuff. It could work. It couldn't work. You can criticize me or whatever. I can throw the scale in there. You can, in the tweet below or whatever, and you could tell me if it works or not. But it's what I go by, and I got results. My pants don't fit anymore, and quite frankly, it's kind of a cool feeling. So anyway, more on with this guy Ryan. So Ryan, I saw him on YouTube, and I started watching him. He's got a great dry sense of humor. The guy's jacked to the max, but more importantly, the guy knows what he's talking about when it comes to muscle development. So I did some research, and I decided to join his 30-day challenge. Here's where I'm at with it now. I am in a position, and I'm just telling you this right now, it's all about not going to a gym, working out in your garage or your basement, which is ideal for me. I have a weight bench. I have a bar. I have some, dumbbells, those dumbbells where you can adjust the weight. I forgot even the name of it. Power blocks, I think they're called. And they only go up to 50 pounds. I used to talk about 2 years ago on this podcast, maybe even a year ago, about lifting heavy. I don't do that anymore because I don't do it in the gym, and I'm so sick and tired of getting injured. But this guy, Ryan, pretty much talks about high volume, so a lot of sets, really good mind-muscle connection, and more importantly, about totally going to failure. So, I got pride, I got ego. I know what I used to lift. Remember I talked about one of my podcasts about who cares what you used to be? This is where it comes from, because I see a lot of people that are devastated by the amount of weight that they can't lift anymore to follow this guy's program, and how working with 10 and 12 and 15 pounds is crushing grown men, making them cry and say all kinds of bad things on Facebook in this private group. Well, even one of the guys was like, dude, I'm surprised that you were able to use the 10 pounds. I mean, like, just craziness when it comes to working one muscle group. For example, working your shoulders, the front, the sides, and the backs, and, throwing in another exercise. But the amount of exercise is absolutely amazing. Now, why am I bringing this up in the No Comfort Zone? Because this isn't a fitness podcast. It's not a relationship podcast. It's not a money podcast. It's like, well, what is it, Dan? It's basically what it is. It's an adversity podcast. It's about putting yourself through the grind and doing things the right way so that you can not have adversity. Kind of create your own adversity so you don't have to deal with it down the road. So by working with these little weights, it's humiliating, it's aggravating, it's phenomenally painful. And that's what everyone else, and these guys are jacked that are in this group, but they're really going after it. And my team in Nanotest and my huddle Nanotest, I'm still committed to that group because they're just really cool guys, but also the principles, the format, the positivity. I love that stuff. This other group's a little dark, real dry sense of humor, but I'm getting phenomenal results. And when I say phenomenal results, my shirts are getting tighter. It's only 2 weeks into it now. I can tell you that it's just kind of amazing that working with such light weights, little adjustments here and there with intensity and that mind muscle connection, what that does. This podcast is really a mindset podcast. And what I'm telling you is that if you can get your mind right and get it wrapped around something as simple as, you know what, I'm going to complete a challenge. And regardless if I like it or if I don't like it, I said I would do this challenge, and I've been challenged, and I'm going to commit to the end, kind of like I did with the 6 weeks and the other one, and I got results. This one I'm getting results. It's amazing what happens when you show up. It's amazing what happens when you commit to do something. I mean, most people blow off because they can get away with it. But what if you couldn't get away with it? What if you had to keep your word? What if you wanted something in life and you said, you know what, here's the deal. I'm not afraid to say this. I'm working on my financial future. I'm working hard and I'm living well below my means. I'm looking at investments. I'm doing everything I possibly can to better my position financially. And I'm doing it, I think, the right way. I'm doing it with I'm studying certain things and I'm positioning myself and I'm getting into a spot where I think I can make a couple of moves soon. Am I afraid? Absolutely. But the due diligence, the commitment to say that, to declare it on this podcast is kind of refreshing. And that's what I think people need to do. So listen, if you've got goals, like for example, I have goals and I want to put on some lean muscle mass and I did this challenge. I reached out, I joined a group, I don't know, whatever you do, but I became part of something. And now I'm held accountable, just like the first one when I went through the weight loss. Just like the financial ones that I'm doing, just like certain things that I'm helping some of the people that listen to this podcast, what I help you with. I'm committed. And that's what I think needs to happen. You need to commit towards the outcome. Don't think too far ahead, but you need to look at your daily activities that you're doing now. And are they is the discipline that you have in place developing the character that you need to get you to the level of success that you want? And if not, it's okay. Go to launchwithdan.com. You need a copy of the blueprint. I need to have a quick conversation. I'll send you the video and I could explain it in terms specifically to what's going on in your life. You could have the best job in the world, but your relationship's falling apart. You could have the best relationship, but you're unhappy with your employment. You could have the best relationship, the best job, but your health is deteriorating. These are things that I can talk to you about because I'm the mindset guy. Let's talk about where your mindset's at, because when I was able to change my personal blueprint and I was able to change my mindset, it is absolutely amazing at what followed next. By putting myself in uncomfortable situations over a short period of time, 30, 60, 90 days, things change. And things change for people that I've worked with since I've started this whole thing. Your life does become, in fact, better. And the crazy part about this is that sometimes it's just small adjustments. You don't have to work out with the huge weights to get the results. All you have to do is have some consistency and have the right person teaching you the right way to do things and do things just a little bit differently, but you got to have the right mindset. And I'll tell you what, 10 pounds has kicked my ass more so than, doing 405 deadlifts back in the day when I used to do that. Who cares, right? But I'm telling you, doing 10 pounds, no kidding, doing 10 pounds for shoulder exercises till they're completely exhausted. I can't even wash my body because my shoulders are so jacked. They're so, they're just defeated. They're completely, complete failure. And that's a good place to be. And I know that I'm growing because I'm eating right. But the truth be told is that you have opportunities in front of you right now. And most people don't want to lean into those opportunities. They avoid them or they get distracted or they make up excuses. Or the worst part is they don't keep their word. And when you don't keep your word in the no comfort zone, it's a bad place to be because bad shit happens to you. But when you do keep your word, you get rewarded. It's all about keeping your word. If you say you're going to do something, you do it. You man up, right? There's a book out there, Man Up. I should put that in the description too, by Boudros Kilian. I think that's the way you say it. But when you look at life and you look at what life has to offer, what are you willing to do in order to get the things that you want? Because there's an old saying, when you do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, you get to have what you want to have when you want to have it. Thanks so much for listening. Today's the day that you get out of your comfort zone and live on purpose.
Say goodbye.
Want more of the No Comfort Zone? You can follow Dan on Instagram and Twitter at NoComfortZone1.
Bye.
Or on the web at thenocomfortzone.com.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the No Comfort Zone podcast.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.